Let us start with our today's topic. Before starting with our today's topic, it is very important for all of us to relate this very thing with our daily life. So let me just give you a hint that this is something that we see everything around us. So something that you can see so readily in your environment. You look at it, you name it, and that's our topic. That is why this topic is very relatable and understanding for all of us because it is so very much present in our environment. Yes, by now you must have guessed it right. This is about nouns. So in our today's module, we'll be discussing what are nouns, what are the basic types of nouns, and how do we use them in terms of English language and our day-to-day activities. Before diving into the exact topic here, I would just like you to take a pause here. You can also pause the video for the sake and take 2 minutes to look around yourself and just name any 5 things that you think are nouns based on your previous knowledge. While doing this activity, I think you might come across a lot of people around you, places where you stay, things around you, and also sometimes animals that we see. And let me give you another hint. All these things classify as nouns. So that is our topic. Let us move forward and get to know more about it. First things first, we should discuss what is a noun. So just like the activity we just did, everything around you, everything that you can name and identify is a part of noun. So one thing that we really need to note here is that nouns are naming words. So that is one component that is very important to know whenever we're studying nouns. Why did I give you that activity to look around, to identify and to name? That is because of the topic that we're studying here, is nouns. And why? Because it is all dependent on giving specific names, identifications to the things around us. Just like you and me, just the way we have names, just the way we use things have names, and that is how we are able to identify them. Let us move forward and learn so many types and the details of nouns. Just like we discussed, a noun is a naming word. Now, very important things, the categories that it names. So it names a person, an animal, a place, or a thing. So a few things that we can name around us. Let's look. Our mom, our dad, our teachers, our friends. Sometimes we also have a pet or someone we know might have a pet, or we can see stray dogs. When we visit a zoo, we can see so many animals, sometimes on television, social media. The next category is a place. Now this is something that all of us have specific places. We have specific schools, we visit to playgrounds, parks, sometimes a birthday party. So all the places where we visit, where we can visit, where we know of, they are also nouns. Now last but not the least, things. So anything that we can name, anything that we use. For example, to have this conversation and to help me write, I'm using this pen. I'm also using a mic. I'm using a laptop, a camera, a pen, a tab. So something like this that we use in our day-to-day life, we are able to see, we're able to touch and use. They are all types of nouns. Now, coming back to what are actually nouns. Nouns are naming words. We name words on the basis of these 4 categories: person, place, animal, and thing. I hope you are catching up with this. Now, in order to know more about nouns, we must understand what are the types of nouns. Just let us discuss this very image that we see, and then let's move forward to knowing so many interesting types of nouns. Giving you a recap of what we had discussed. Noun names a person, place, thing, an animal also, and an idea. But this is something that is very interesting. We cannot see an idea in our immediate environment. We cannot touch an idea just like this pen or my hand, but this is something that is a part of noun. Now you have to stay tuned to know how ideas are a part of nouns. We'll be discussing this in our further videos. Let us move forward to discussing the various types of nouns. The first one that we are going to do today are common nouns. Before moving to the topic, let us come to the name that we have given to this type of noun. It is called common noun. Common. Common. What does the word common signify? What do we know when we hear the word common? Let me just write a few words. Meanwhile, you can also brainstorm. So something that is general, something that is basic, something that we see easily around us, right? Those are the things that are common in our lives. Now, common nouns. So as the name suggests, these are basic nouns, general nouns that do not have specifications or do not have any details. We also use this type of noun to demonstrate a particular group, which we'll be learning how just in the few examples that I'm going to give you now. Let us discuss the actual definition. A noun that names a class of persons or things or any individual of a class. So something that we use for a group. For example, there are a lot of animals walking by. Now I see a dog. I also see a cat. So I'm telling you that there is a dog and a cat walking by, but I'm not providing you with their specific names. That is how we are using common nouns because they are easy, they are basic, they are readily available in our environment, and they do not have any specifications. So there can be so many dogs, so many cats. The one that I'm referring to does not provide the details. That is how it provides us with the knowledge of that there is some dogs, some cats. Now, coming to the sentence that I see, say, some dogs, some cats, we come to the next pointer about common nouns. They may occur with a limiting modifier such as a, the, some, or every. For example, if we just give you this very common example from the part common noun, I am telling you that my birthday is on Sunday. Here I'm telling you that my birthday is on Sunday. And then I tell you I go to school every day. So now just told you birthday is on Sunday and I go to school every day. Now here we can see the difference. How my birthday is on Sunday provides us with the specific day of the week. Specific, it's detailed. Whereas when I say every day here, I am able to tell you that this is something that happens every day, but not on some specific day. So that is how we use common nouns to provide a general viewpoint. Let us move forward to understand more about it. For example, here I just mentioned an ice cream. And then I mentioned a mango ice cream. I hope you are able to clearly look at the difference. How in the first case, let's just mention an ice cream, there is no specific character, there's no specific flavor. But when I mention a mango ice cream, I'm telling you the name, I'm giving you a specific name to our ice cream, which is what it makes different from the common noun. So now when I'm telling you an ice cream, common. There can be so many ice creams, there can be so many flavors, and it can be any ice cream. That means it is common to all of us. That is how an ice cream, merely using ice cream, makes common noun, and mentioning any specific name is not a common Now, this is something that we'll be discussing just now after this segment. So keep in mind what is the difference between mentioning merely ice cream and then mentioning mango ice cream. I hope when I say common noun, now you are able to relate how this category of noun does not have a specific name, is not providing details. It is just a mention of how we use groups, how we specify, how we characterize things in groups. For example, I said ice cream, I said every day, I told you I saw a dog, a cat, all these examples where we are just using general information. This is the part of common noun. Now let us move forward to knowing more about different other types of nouns. The second one that we are encountering, it is called proper noun. Now, just now we discussed what are common nouns. It's time for us to reflect on something that we had discussed in addition to getting to know something new. Now, as the name suggests, proper. So something that has got some proper detailing. Now this is something that provides us with specifications, with names, with proper details. So specifics we can write. Let us brainstorm a few words here. Specific. Then details. Then names. Specific and special names. So all these things that we see are special names where we provide details. They are proper nouns. Now to sum it up what we have discussed till now, proper nouns are actually the opposite of common nouns. Common nouns is just discussing the general things where we're not providing the specific names. Wherever when we are looking at proper nouns, we are providing the specific details, special names. Just like, let's look at that definition. A noun that names a particular person, place, or thing. So, particular person, place, or thing, where we are providing specific name, the details. For example, Tom, Chicago, and Friday are proper nouns. Whereas, let me just make common nouns for these words, such as if I say Tom, I might use a boy. So this is a group that represents, so there is this boy. But when I use Tom, I know I'm using a proper noun. Same is the case with Friday and Chicago. I can just say some place when I'm looking at the common noun perspective every day, and then I can use specific names such as Chicago and Friday to give you more details about my sentence. So that is how we use proper nouns and common nouns in a sentence. Now let's move forward to this very interesting activity. This is an activity that we generally do when we are getting to know nouns, both common and proper. To sum it up, we have discussed what are nouns, what are common nouns, what are proper nouns, and how do they differ. Let us look at these examples and identify the exact difference. Now, what happens when I say this is a bridge? And another case would be when I name this is the London Bridge. I hope you are able to get to know the reference. How I'm telling, I visited a bridge last Sunday. So now, when I visited a bridge, it can be any bridge. So a common noun, a common name of a place. But when I tell you, I visited the London Bridge, here I'm telling you the specific name of this bridge. That is what makes it a proper noun. So when I'm just mentioning bridge, it's a common noun. Why? Because it's a basic group name, not identifying the particular name. But when I use the word London Bridge, this is something that provides me with particular name, specific details. I hope this part is clear to all of you. Now, coming to identifying people here, I can say a man. This is a man, I can say. Or I hope you all recognize him by now. I use his name, Chris Johnson. I am telling you the specific name of this man. Don't you think that is proper noun? And how is using a man is a signifying factor for common noun. Let us come to the third image of this activity which we are going to do together. Just take a minute or two to find out how we can use this image to make different common nouns. For example, here I use a man and then I provided you with his name to make proper noun. Here, let us take a few minutes or you can pause the video to think before you get to know my answer. For me, I can say Tom and Lily. So here, providing you with their names. Then I can say a boy, comma, a girl, or a boy and a girl. Which one do you think makes a proper noun and which one do you think makes a common noun? Why is it? Just think about it in your mind and then let's come to the answer that this one provides us with specific names, particular details about images or things or people or places. Here I'm just providing you with the description of the common name given to them. For example, a boy, girl. There can be so many boys, there can be so many girls, but here Tom and Lily, the special names provided to them are proper nouns. I hope you are clear with how to differentiate between common and proper nouns. For better understanding, try to revisit them before my answer. Try to think and make out as many possibilities as you can for common noun versus proper noun. Let us move forward now to discussing the different types of nouns that we see around us and how do they differ with each other. The next one that we have is called collective nouns. So this collective noun, look at the word collective noun. This is something that provides us with the detailing of a group. So here, instead of using a number, instead of using so many, instead of using the name again and again, we provide a specific name to the group. We provide it with a collective, a collection. For example, I can tell you, I'm going to get you flowers on your birthday. Let me just name some flowers for you. I'm going to get you a red rose, a white lily, a yellow rose, a pink rose, and so on. So I'm going to give you a huge list of what I'm going to get. But instead of that, I can just play smart and provide you with a collective noun by saying, I'm going to get you a bouquet of flowers. Here I'm telling you that I'm going to give you flowers, so many flowers. What with a smart answer by using the word bouquet, which is our collective noun. Let us dive in and look at the explanation of collective noun. A collective noun is used to represent a group of people or animals. So just like we discussed, just like I mentioned, a group of something, a group of people, a group of animals, a group of things, anything. But instead of mentioning so many names, what we do is we use collective noun to represent that group. They are sometimes called grouped nouns as they represent a number or a collection of things. So the reason they're called grouped nouns is because they provide us with the group name of something with a collection of something. Let us move forward and discuss a few examples of collective nouns. Here, I can see how this is one person and how this is more than one person. Now, what I can do is, in this image, I can say thief or robber number 1, number 2, number 3, and let's assume the dollar bag is also a thief here. So this person. But instead of that, what I can do is I can act smart and use the word a gang of thieves. or a gang of robbers. That is going to give me the explanation that there are more people involved than one. Here I can just use the word robber or thief because here we're not talking about group. Here when we have more than one person, we need to introduce some word here in the sense of collective noun to provide the group a name to act smart and make our sentences more, let's say, attractive and more right in that manner. Let us look at a few collective nouns that we see in our day-to-day life. A band of men, a cast of actors, a stack of librarians, a sentence of judges, a galaxy of beauty, a bevy of girls, choir of singers, a hack of smokers. So now, are you able to identify how instead of mentioning each and everyone's name, instead of saying a group, every time mentioning a group, we have introduced collective nouns that tell us the specific details of that group. For example, if I say a band of men, a cast of actors, let's say a bevy of girls, we know that we are using collective nouns in a way that is representing our group. Same as in the case of animals, it is a colony of girls, a brood of hens, flight of birds, flock of turkeys, flock of guinea pigs, litter of cubs, kennel of dogs, sort of bears, and so on. Another example that we can see here is a thing, batch of cake, a bottle of milk, a bowl of rice, and so on. So that is how we are using collective nouns in a sentence to make the sentence look in a way that we are providing with multiple entities, multiple things, but with a group name. Isn't that interesting? So that is something that we discuss when we are discussing collective nouns. So that was all for today's session. We covered what are nouns, what are the three different types of nouns, and how they are different from one another. Let's stay tuned with the Glecta videos to know more about nouns, and we'll be discussing some new types of nouns in our next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.